Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and please welcome my very special co host, Val from Dragonfly Crystals. Hi, Val.
Hi, Jean. It's good to be here.
Thanks for coming back for our sensational Sundays. It's not
Yeah.
quite the name of our show, but I just wanted to call it that. So, Val and I have been chatting backstage, y'all. I don't know if you could see the reverberations coming off of your screen. We were definitely going there. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was fun.
and, I was sharing with Val that, my inspiration for today is that we are, beginning coming back to what awareness is, and what the truth about awareness is, and what does awareness mean? And for each one of us, it's just something a little bit different, and we all work through our own awareness in our at our own pace, and finding those different levels of awareness and getting to know our own soul's vibration.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh,
And the Crone Zone is here, and Lottie B is here, and Laura. Thank you guys for coming. So nice to see you. So, what I feel is awareness is growing and it's
mm,
speeding up, and it's really allowing us to learn lessons and to gain perspective at a much quicker rate, which is a little more. It's stimulating. It's a little more challenging, but it's with the time, so to speak. It's allowing us to progress at this rate so that we can keep up.
it is. And you might notice inside of you this kind of angst or things going on, and you just don't feel centered, or you don't feel balanced, or you don't feel yourself, or you're irritated, or whatever. All those things kind of have might maybe outside triggers that you might jump at from, because things are getting stirred up. The pot in March is really getting stirred up inside of us so that we can build that greater awareness, that greater, you know, view of what is truth, what is truth. So it's really important to let that happen. Just allow it to happen, allow it to progress, because, don't stifle yourself. You feel how you feel, and let it out. I don't mean it. I don't mean unkindly or at others, but you know,
Responsibly.
yeah, responsibly, because you are shifting and changing. You are growing. This is a absolute sign of it when all of this is happening. And you
I
might feel
think
a lot of pressure too. And Sun Psychic Gene, don't you think a lot of it is astrological coming from that, and from maybe mass consciousness? You're sitting in that energy.
And I'd like to phrase it in the way of that all of these things are assisting us. They are happening for us. They
Yeah.
are happening for the collective. They are happening for our divine essence. We are evolving to a higher frequency and vibration, a new human, so to speak, a new reality, so to speak. I know that word is thrown around a lot. A new consciousness, a new way of being together here on this planet, and I truly believe that. And
Yeah.
it's allowing us to grow and to evolve. And I'm just blown away at all the different people that I see. I saw a scientist who is a microbiologist, and she said she woke up one morning and knew that she was becoming awakened, and she's having all of these
How,
amazing she's not a psychic. She's not a Reiki master. She's a scientist and a nurse, and they're having it is everyone is
all
coming
over
on.
the world. Yeah, it's happening. Every single, I mean, everyone that can really let it happen, allow it to happen, and that are going to open up to it. And even those who seemingly aren't are getting their nudges. They're getting the energy is coming in. So, yeah, all of us all around the world, and you'll notice how many people around the world are talking about this same thing going on, that this is going on for everyone. This is confirmation to all of us. Our awareness is shifting like crazy. Look at what's happening everywhere. There are so many people talking about this on whatever topics of this whole subject of
From
the
all different walks of life.
all
Yeah.
different walks of life. Yeah, it's really astounding, and it makes you realize this is real. This is happening, folks. You are here, and it's your opportunity. It's your opportunity to really raise that awareness level. So I think of it this way, like every moment, actually. What am I saying? Every moment things come into your awareness, things shift every single second, every millimeter of a second. You're a new you. You're a new you. You're a new you. And everything you see is building on that, building on that. So you're never the same person. You're never the same person. So to tie yourself with something that just happened 10 minutes ago, don't even do it. You're new now. You're a new person now. So what happens when you do that? You are truly present, seeing. You see with much more clarity when you are right here behind your eyes right now. It's a real powerful thing.
You're the observer. You're the one observing your thoughts. You're the one who is observing this experience here in this human container. And you are not the ego or the human container or the mind that is walking around, that is, running to the job, that is driving the car, that is doing the groceries. You are the one, you are the observer watching this happen and orchestrating and guiding. And it's, I don't, there's a part of us that obviously we have a soul and a divine essence, but there's also another part of us which is like the higher self, or the other portion of our soul that is connected to us. And it is this soul that is here, it contained inside of this human container, that wants to express itself and open up. And with this opening up, we gain this awareness. This is what's turning on, is the connection and the frequency and the awareness, the thoughts. And you called it a heart mind. What was that you called it?
It's a heart and mind coherence, and when your mind and your heart are on that same wavelength together, so that your mind doesn't go off doing these blah 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 things. It actually settles down and rests with you in your heart center, where you're feeling and your emotion and that beautiful energy that you are kind of resides. It's a powerful thing. And for those of you who want to learn more about that, it's also, you can find Heart Math, MATH. You can see their YouTube channel. You can go online and find their website. Heart Math is who came up with the concept of this probably 40 years ago. And I've been following that kind of process as often as I can think about it. But what it does is you get in alignment. It aligns you. It aligns you with your soul's purpose. It aligns you with your heart center. And it takes you out of that mind, I'm going to logical mind myself into whatever. No, put you right together with your heart. So it's something, you can do it in a short little 5-minute meditation. You don't even need a guided meditation, but they have them to help you to get this process going.
And it's to be in balance with our higher vibration, with our soul's essence, with our divine essence and our ego. It's the balance, and I call it this, but it's also this,
Yeah.
it's that balance and walking, with balance, with awareness, with the guidance, with every step, with every decision, with every consideration. It's done with this awareness, with this perspective that we are a divine being having a human experience. And it all comes back to that. And it allows us to go with the flow and sort of let go of the things that no longer serve us, like that argument you may have had with a family member last week. There's no reason to hang on to that because it's not in the flow, it's not in the heart, it's not in the awareness or the perspective or the goal moving forward. We want to keep our vibration and our focus on our divine guidance and allow that creativity to come through spontaneously and allow for this to unfold. This is I do it's so beautiful how they're encouraging us. And Val and I were talking, and I said, with every step and everything that we learn, every little word, every little perspective, every little um, experience that we have, we're like, oh, I see that now. Oh, I understand that. Oh, that makes sense. And it sort of enlightens us and opens us up, and it brings this clarity, this perspective that allows us to move through with more empowering or confidence or just a loving harmony and in alignment. When we walk in alignment, it's that balance that I'm looking for. But I
Mhm.
think that it's that heart and mind coherence.
It
That's
is. The
the
heart
way.
and mind coherence is really going to help you get out of that logical mind. And you are all things. You don't want to say you don't need this. Yeah, you do. You need it. You need your logical mind to live on earth. You need it for a lot of things. So you want to embrace it, bring it in, make it part of everything, and get it on board with everything by doing that heart mind coherence, which could be as simple as breathing in white light into your heart and feeling the love you have for yourself and humanity or for your loved ones or whatever it is that makes you that has that beautiful euphoric feeling, and that gratitude for the everything, and then send that light out. And that is really as simple as that. That's heart coherence. And it really is a powerful, powerful thing. It can take 2 minutes a day or less than that, even. It is simple. So I really encourage you all to try that. So it will very quickly put you into the place of really acting from your heart, thinking from your heart, and less of the argument last week. Your mind is going to be here. It's not going to be there. It's not going to be in the future. It's just going to be acting from your soul essence. You're just going to move from there. So
So, Val, if somebody were to say, why is all of this happening? Why are we being asked to change? Why are things so different now and not, I mean, it's 2025. Why aren't we doing the same thing we did in 1980? And what would you say about the evolution?
oh my gosh, we so are doing. Listen, just from the people who have been in my classes or that I've connected with, they already can do everything. There is so many, there's so much energy coming in. No one can deny they have all their gifts and they're feeling that impulse to step forward. What's different than the 1980 convergence, in my opinion, is that we are actually coming online to do everything. We're actually embodying that energy. We are our soul and energy. This is the true deliverance of what we started when in 1980. This is the It's been going on. But it was so subtle until now. And this is like the blasting out of everything. We're blasting out of the illusion. We'll say it like that. We're blasting out of it. And the difference is like 100 miles an hour, or no, a trillion billion miles. Quantum, quantum jumping ahead, because anyone that was just a housewife, and I talked to them, that sounds kind of um, low carb, but I mean, somebody who's at home, maybe retired like me, we step out into it and start doing it. It's soul calling. We can't even question it. It's a soul calling. You're just doing it. You don't even think, oh, I can't do this. No, you just do it. And that, I think that's the difference, is the inner impulse and the inner fire to do what you're here to do is coming online so strongly that everyone is, that's a level of perspective and awareness that is growing by leaps and bounds within everyone all over the world. There are people writing spiritual books, writing books about their, I mean, more than ever about, all this whole thing. Yeah.
Mhm. And it's amazing that how microscopic the changes are, and
Yeah.
microscopic the little shifts in our energy, the little awarenesses, and the creativity that our soul wants to express. It just changes so minutely that we're just not we almost don't recognize it. It's very
Yeah.
subtle, but we are all changing. We are all evolving. We are all ascending, so to speak, but evolving, and our connection to our higher self
Yeah.
is coming online. Our connection to our guidance, our awareness of ourself, and I love coming back to the word awareness. That was accidental. Comes back because it really begins with the awareness. When the awareness comes in, it's more of a celebratory. It's more of a wow, and we are it's very subtle, and it's not a try, it's a recognize or remember. And it's not a comparison. It's not, well, she's this far and they are that far. We're each moving at our own pace, and we're moving at our own pace. This one is moving and growing, and what is it, the perspective and clarity, and this one is moving in the minute, just little bitty changes, but it helps the entire collective of humanity. It's almost like it's happening so slow that we can't see it. When we look back, like 100 years from now, we'll be like, oh, that happened fast. But right now, living in it moment by moment, it is so subtle.
It is subtle. It is subtle. And sometimes it's hard to recognize how much you've shifted because you don't realize. You'd have to look at yourself a year ago to go, oh my gosh, I'm in a totally different consciousness, conscious awareness, perspective of everything. I see myself in a conscious way now. I see what I have to let go of. We're going to say it like that, of illusions that cloud the essence of who I really am. And that's what we're letting go of, is anything that is not in coherence with our soul's essence. That's shifting away, because that 3D paradigm is dissolving, or is already dissolved, and there's no platform for that anymore. The only thing is for us to allow it to go, allow it to dissolve, because in essence, it is like the person who thinks their cell door is locked, but it's been unlocked. You just have to push it open and walk out. So that's it.
I love that, Val, when you say conscious awareness. And I think that's the key. And it's so brilliant. And I think you're channeling because she does all the time. But this conscious awareness reveals the truth, it removes the illusion, it allows us to see and feel the divine essence of who we truly are while we're here in this human container. And that is the goal of evolution. And that is the wave of the 5D. And that is the um, the new human, so to speak, is the conscious awareness of what is the truth and what is illusion. And it's so empowering, and it's revealing so much. We gain this clarity, and this clarity shows us the truth, and not your truth, my truth, the divine truth, who
Yeah,
we are, why we're here, what vibration is, what is real and what is illusion.
right. Exactly. And that's really, I love how you said the real truth, the divine truth. Because I mean, if you're gonna banter about the 3D and talk about, well, this happened and that happened, but really that's just a story. That's just a play. That's just an outward expression of the world we created, when we're just here to remember we're a divine essence that has come in, and we're in this situation because we said, oh, this looks fun. So
Hmm.
let's experience the contrast between this and that. But really, we're to get to the point of being the observer and realizing, yeah, it's all playing out. Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah, I understand. Look at that. That play. Everything has a divine purpose and reason. Every single thing going on has a divine purpose and reason. And when you get to that truth, that higher divine truth, you go, oh, and you just let it play out, because it's going to play out. And you don't get all wrapped up in it while you're doing your shifting in awareness all the time. So that's being in the higher divine truth, is not getting wrapped up in the 3D drama. Yeah.
And what my guides are suggesting for me to illustrate, perhaps, is to consider that, you know how they say life imitating art, imitating life, and that we're all here playing a part, playing a role. Well, that has served humanity for up until that time. And now that the part and the role that our soul is living in this human container is now evolving past that illusionary type of role playing into a coexistence, that we have elevated and raised our vibration high enough, and frequency and vibration high enough, so that we can now hold both of these vibrations, both of these conscious awareness in the inside of this human container, and live a more divine and a more soul's creativity, our soul's expression, our divine expression. And because we've elevated this far, because we've evolved this far, that they're saying it's no longer a role play of art imitating life, imitating art. This is a new cycle. This is a new reason or experience for the soul to live now. The soul wants to be more in the body now, that humanity will be moving into a more enlightened, more conscious awareness, humanity, this consciousness, a conscious awareness for the collective.
Exactly. And I think I love that, Jean. That's an excellent uh, description of what is going on for all of us, because it really is for us to embody more of our soul while we're here. And and it is all new. It is a new thing. No one's ever done it. So we're the front runners are like creating the super highway for everyone else who are here to, speed through. But what does that look like? We're discovering what this feels like to be more in fifth dimensional energies, and what it feels like to shift back and forth between third or fourth. I don't even think we're in third anymore. But I mean, most of us have flipped up to fourth and fifth, for the most part, but it allows us to begin to gain awareness to what this feels like, and to spread the word, and to let others know, like about the time warps or all these different things that happen inside of this space. And I think that these are just symptoms of, not symptoms maybe, but side of, just sort of like points to say, oh yeah, look, we're having these things happen. This is kind of like showing you it's not just the same old day. It's shifting. You're in
Wow.
a different energy. You're in a different
Hmm.
dimensional space when time starts to morph and all these different things start to come into your awareness. You start to see things in the room you didn't see before. You start to see energies. You might see white, filmy energy in your space because that's, fourth dimension and up. You're seeing all these things that aren't in your normal space because you're shifting into that dimension. And that's the kind of thing where we are discovering because we have never done this before. We are becoming aware of what this is like, what it's going to feel like, what we're experiencing. We've never done it before.
Hmm. And what they're telling me is we're not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
I mean, that it gave me chills head to toe. I mean, that movie is so spot on. It never
Really,
stops giving, does it? It's
it,
so it's
it's
just
giving me
brilliant.
the full body chills right now.
I
It
do too, you guys. We're not in Kansas anymore.
we're not
We
in
all just shifted right here, right now. I can feel it. Oh my gosh. And Garnet says time traveling Earth spaceship is changing. My gosh, I'm telling you guys. Oh my gosh. And Linda's saying she sees black shadows outside her windows. There is a new dimension coming online. There is a new frequency and realm. The realms are blending. And they, what are they? The something is collapsing, right? And also the planetary alignments are helping all of this time and shifting and realities. Can you
yes.
talk, you mentioned a little bit about those planetary alignments and why it's
Yeah, the planetary alignments definitely. And I'm not an astrologer, but I do listen to a lot of the big ones, like Pam. Oh, I can't think of her last name right now. She's in the UK. Oh my gosh, she's so good. Just talking about all the planetary alignments that you don't see for thousands and thousands and thousands of years or hundreds of thousands of years. It is remarkable and it is on point with all this shift that's coming in and all this energy that we feel coming in. You can feel it hit your crown chakra and kind of like it's pressing down on you because it wants you to, just be an allowance. A lot of times we don't notice it because it might happen when we're asleep. But in the planetary alignments, it's allowing us the openings to receive this energy. It's allowing us the space to be in the exact energy we need to receive what we need to receive. And that's what we're doing. So it's happening. It's not like you have to. Pam Gregory, thank you so much, Lottie B. I love Pam Gregory. I adore her. I would listen to her like I think she's phenomenal. But so it's one of those things where your whole entire universe is lining up to help this happen. It's like the multiverse, the galactic beings coming in to help, the angelic forces coming in to help, the planetary alignments. Everything is lining up for this, for us to help us. And
and how does that sound to everybody? Doesn't that sound and vibrate as as truth um as as a fact? And this it really, I mean, it just stated it the way that you just stated it made me feel like, of course that is what we're all feeling. Of course we're not here doing it alone. Of course it is a collaboration of so many different energies and influences all around us to help and assist us. We're not here alone, and it almost gives us permission to go ahead and let go of some of the things that we were holding on to from our childhood, or thoughts, or perspectives or ideas about things, and saying, you know what, forgiveness is where I want to go, and you just let go. It's
Yeah,
really important to go through that. But it's not easy, but we all are going through that. But that truth of that we're all being supported, and having all of these influences assist us at this time, is rings so true, very very validating, very confirming. And of course they are. Of course, this is what's happening. It just seems it's like a remembering. It's like we were told this before, and that this would happen in this way. And I loved it when you said, as time progresses, we soften. We
we
soften, and we don't have this sort of uh, tight, analytical kind of hold or grab onto things, and we soften, and we sort of go with the flow. Did,
absolutely, absolutely. I love that. And one thing I want to throw in here because it just popped into my mind is as for our growing body of evidence that we are not alone in this. In the Vedic texts, in Eastern organized thought about what is going on, this is the Kali Yuga, which is a cycle, has ended. Just like we say the Aquarian age is coming in and the Piscean age has ended. All these things are happening now. We're in a whole different cycle. It is in all these different texts from ancient times saying, this is what's happening now. This has happened. We are done with the old age. It's done. It's done. So, in letting go of all those concepts you had about yourself as a child, or people told you about yourself, and that you have clung to as maybe even, you're not, just let go. It's the soul, the essence of you is embodying so much of you. That's all like getting pushed out anyway. It's like you've got to let go of all of that. To hold on to anything right now would be to be in resistance in some way, and to release your hold on the concept of who you think you are or who you were is for your higher perspective to let go of it all and to embrace any and all changes that come in, because you're going to find yourself taking deep breaths, letting the flow happen, letting the flow happen. Getting that heart and mind coherence will keep you in that state of it's all happening for a divine purpose. And you are in just exactly where you are supposed to be to receive exactly what you need to receive in any way, shape, or form. It's all coming for your highest good. Be at peace, all is well. That's what my guides always, be at peace, all is well.
Wow. And we chose to come here during this time, during this transition, and transcendence, I think, is what we used last month when Val and I were together. And we all agreed before we incarnated here that we would be present and alive and evolve from one frequency and vibration and dimension into the next. And we agreed, we knew this. A lot of us are light workers, a lot of us are old souls, a lot of us are psychics and clairvoyants, and mediums from other lifetimes, or seers. A lot of us had a lot of these skills from different lifetimes that they gave us, and they allowed us to be able to pull from those resources from our previous lifetimes in this lifetime, in order to assist us. They gave us this clarity and this ability to remember some things from previous lifetimes and who we truly are, in order to assist us, because this transition with humanity being alive during the shift in density, it has never been done before, and this is all part of the human experiment. And sometimes it is said, and I don't have all the facts, I'm just paraphrasing, that there have been civilizations before on Earth, like before dinosaur time, after dinosaur, that have been totally wiped out, and then new civilizations appeared to begin again, and that was like a dimension or a energy frequency shift or dimension shift. But instead of all of humanity being wiped out in order for this transition, they say, hey, what if we just stay in the body when we go through this transition? What if we just feel what it's like when we change all of these frequencies? Let's see if we can do it. And they told us we already did do it. They told us we already did it. And we are experiencing it now. Anybody that has a desire to write a book or to blog or to vlog, like videotape, any recording of how you're feeling and what you're going through is very, very important for education and for other civilizations to learn. They want to know what it was like for
Yeah.
us to change from what our old density was and our old, uh, you know, unawakened type of perspective was, to have this awareness come in while we're in this body, to have this frequency feel what it feels like.
I love that. That is so true. That is so true. And, I think we're like the sixth iteration of Earth's cycling,
Oh,
humans up to this. Yeah, it's this grand awakening that we have created is so heralded even by the galactics, by the whole entire celestial realm, because this is something that they have told me, they being my guides, angels, beings of light, that as we are shifting and we are gaining new perspective, and all of this is happening for Earth, for all of us, they are as well. They're having a shifting. They're having a broadening of awareness. So we're all moving up into, well, up. That's kind of a misperception. We're moving into higher frequency, which means we're losing the density. And what is the density? That is kind of the things that are not as light filled, not as truth, because we created it that way to experience things, and we enjoyed it. We had it for a long time, but now we're shifting and growing, and enough of us have gotten to the stage where this is time. Astrologically and in every way, shape, or form, this time has come for this purpose. And so I feel like many of us are even have mastery. We came in now. A lot of us are embodying the earth now to work with people in this timing. And that, like you said, Jean, we were given the awareness to say, oh, you're not just here, you'll be doing bigger things. Even as a child, you might have realized that things and events would have pointed you toward a greater purpose for yourself. You would have felt that as children growing up before you got maybe pushed down a little. There is a greater thing for you to do. And you're doing it now by reaching out in communities, by spreading the light, by all these kind of things. And one of you said in the chat that you don't know your soul's purpose. And one of the biggest ways to know your soul's purpose is to go into your heart. And it is to know what brings you joy. What is it? Not ego things, but what brings your heart joy? Is it talking with people? Is it sharing truths with people? Is it helping people? Do people come to you and they want your wisdom? All these things can point, and more point. Do you like art? Are you creative? Is that what you love? Give yourself the time and space to be and do what you love, because what will happen is it will open the doorway to more and more funneling in to show you that's just the beginning of your path. Then you'll realize as you more things will come in. Maybe a couple of classes you'll keep seeing it in front of yourself. Well, maybe I should take that class. I keep seeing it. Yeah, these open the doorways to you really living that soul's purpose. That's how you start. Go into your heart. What brings you joy is your soul's purpose.
And it's
It's
important to respect where we are on our journey
yeah,
at this time, and be generous, and to offer consideration to our own soul's path, and our the timing and what it takes for us to awaken is it really is divinely orchestrated. And if it's you asking yourself now, maybe it's instead of looking at it as being sad, look at it as being curious, like, wow, I don't even know where it is. What could it be? What is it that brings me joy? What is it that excites me? What is it that I get so excited or uplifted about? What it could be anything. It doesn't have to be spirituality. It could be anything. You could love, painting houses, or gardening, or
absolutely.
whatever it is that brings you
Carpenter.
absolute
Yeah.
joy. Hmm.
You could love woodworking. You could enjoy just being out with people, and whatever it is that you're doing, you're spreading that light and that energy. It doesn't matter about the 3D concept of what it is. It's your energy out there in the world and how you want to share your energy. It doesn't matter if you work at Target. It doesn't matter. Your light is shining out there. It's out shining out there, switching on people's DNA. It's giving them codes of light. It's exuding all kinds of information. That's what your light is doing as you're there around people. So, yeah, never ever think that you aren't already doing everything. You are. But if you're feeling like you want to open up to more joy of what you're here to do and really be in the sweet spot of that, find your joy. That will be whatever it is. If you did art and you let it go, but it's what you really love, get your canvas back out, whatever it is. If you always wanted to paint houses, get out there and start painting houses. It doesn't matter, because that is really
We're all individuals, and it's the difficulty, and or what might be challenging to some of us, is that we were taught one way. We were taught to do what the Joneses did, and to conform, and to be like, and to wear the same thing everybody else did. We were taught to be like everybody else and not to be an individual. And now that we're in at this age, and you're like, well, I'm 50 now. Why is everybody telling me now to be an individual, now to find something that I love? It's so hard to change. It's like driving a ship, and the ship is at full speed. You can't just, turn. And we understand that. That's why it's microscopic. It's very subtle. It's
mhm.
it's little differences, little awarenesses, little things little perspectives that you see things in a different way. And it just narrowly and slowly and gently and kindly and respectfully changes your direction. And that's all that we're asking, is to consider what it is that you love. And if you don't know what it is you love, that how exciting it is for you to go and try different things to see if this is something that you love. And you never know what you might find.
You never know. You never know, because one thing, you open one door, you walk through it, and a whole bunch of other doors show up. So it really enhances your opportunities, because it's like your guides say, "Oh, she's really serious. Okay, let's do this. We'll put this in front of her, that in front of her." Uh, in a pre-planned way, because you already knew what you wanted to come in and accomplish. And my guides have told me there are different levels of what you'll accomplish. So you might take the middle road of accomplishing, and maybe you won't step it up to the top speed of what you would accomplish. And that's okay. It doesn't matter. You can do it at your own pace. You can do it in your own way. And you'll be happy at the end when you're out of the body and you go, "Oh, look at what I did. I'm good. I'm good with that." you'll be satisfied.
Mhm.
So,
And
yeah,
as a general rule, our purpose is to experience a lifetime here on earth as human.
yeah.
Our purpose here on earth is to give love, feel love, and receive love. Our purpose here on earth is to, find out who we are and find out what we love. And, it's just as simple as that. It's not necessarily what am I going to be when I grow up? That it's not that type of
Being
purpose.
isn't, yeah, being is not the destination anyway. It's all about the journey, and it's all about it is all about the being, but being in your own soul, not about the doing this and doing that. Oh, I wanted to do this. Well, really, it is about being in the oneness, being in the unity consciousness, being in that space of uh, the calm center of your being, that soul essence energy, to allow you to move from a consciousness that is expanded so that you see more, so that you react, and not react rather, but act from your soul rather than react. So
And it's a process.
it's a process.
It's minute, subtle changes. And Val, you were talking about a kindness component
Yeah.
to all of this.
Yeah. So this morning when I was meditating, my guides were telling me, this, it's to share with you that kindness, being kind, that is, generosity, that is um, embodying,
Patience.
yeah, all of those things with yourself. Be kind, feel that feeling of kindness and give yourself that kindness. Really spend a lot of deep time giving yourself that kindness, feeling that feeling in your heart of that kindness toward yourself. And that means you're not going to judge yourself. You're going to embrace yourself. And then that kindness will go out. You're going to embody that kindness where you are considerate of others and they are considerate of you. You be considerate of yourself. Be considerate of yourself. How many
There's
of us can say we actually are considerate of ourselves, kind to ourselves?
It's really hard. It's really hard. I mean, it can be difficult. It's challenging, but it's absolutely possible. And little bits at a time, little ways each day. And when there's a gentleness that is coming over, and this is the peace, this is the reverence, this is the contentment, this is the gentleness. It's not the smash and grab anymore. It's not the rat race. There is a gentleness. And really it's that ship again. We're all like this, and we can't like just halt that. It's
Yeah.
gonna have to, come down and gentle and slowly and move. So
Oh,
be kind to yourself during this transition.
um,
Be aware that, oh, I am a human. I am a soul in a human
I,
container going through a transition. I would like to be kind to myself. I would like to give consideration and time and kindness to myself and those around me. I would like to exude these feelings of gentleness and kindness and patience and consideration as much as possible, to remind ourselves of this is the energy that we're moving into, the contentment and the being in the present moment, and
right.
that heart and mind connection, like going right back to the very beginning. And all of this is part of it. And it's hard, you're not going to say, you're not going to write, okay, Jean says to do this, Jean says to do, and then you're not going to take this piece of paper and go into your living room and sit down and say, okay, I'm going to be all this. It evolves, and in very minute microscopic
It is.
increments.
And it's going to be you. It's going to come from you. You might hear all this, you let it come in, you let it sink in, and you ponder about everything that we've said today, but it'll come from from your inner soul, where you'll just become this. You'll become who you are. It's just in these increments, in these minute increments. And you're going to realize in like a year, you're going to look back and you're going to go, wow, I've really shifted, because you're not going to be the same. And so every minute you're upgrading and changing your perspective of everything. Your awareness is shifting. But I love everything you just said about that. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
We're just not alone in this. We have our spirit guides and angels. We have our own instincts and intuition that speaks through us, and your own thoughts and your own feelings that are, it's the awareness that's coming in of, it's awareness, but the allowance of some of these things, that gentleness, kindness
Yeah.
allows this allowance to come in, and it's all working together. I know these key words of transcendence and awareness and allowance. It's all just a perspective. It's all a different way of looking at things. It's all a way of going with the flow and listening to our spirit guides or our inspiration, or whatever you would like to receive messages from, whatever you'd like to call it, just the universe. And it's just offering a perspective to work through this changing time that is changing really rapidly, and being aware of it as it's going allows us uh, more be at rest, so
Mm-hmm.
that we can move through this confidently without that, like being dangling over a cliff or something. Like it's not this unknown. We're going through this with an awareness. It's
Mm-hmm.
this knowingness. It's the awareness is knowing, and having that confidence and that trust in the universe, that that we're being led, that we're being carried, that all of this is has a divine purpose to it. And
Absolutely.
mhm.
I love what you said about slow. You know how we're in this chaotic world, and all this stuff is happening, but that the gentleness, and this is how the guides were making me feel in. Well, this is how I was feeling in my meditation when they were telling me about kindness. Is that that soft gentleness? It does slow you down, so you are in the softness. And I love how you talked about it. It slows it all down. And that softness and that kindness, I think, is why they're speaking about that now, to soften the energy and allow us to, you start opening up in that softness, and you let all of this energy come in that you are, that is happening astrologically and all the other ways. Um, so, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Amazing, you guys. And I see all you guys. Uh and Sonia says, I can't spell enjoy without joy in it. Aw.
Aw,
Mm-hmm.
uh-huh.
Garnet says the affirmations of the universe. Thank you. And Garnet way back was saying, yes, people are waking up to the divine. Absolutely. And waking up is a term of awareness. So yes, that's synonymous. And Scott A says, yes, we're all waking up. It's the awareness. And we're coming out of a karmic state. That's that 3D dense energy that we just do, get, go, go, go. That's that karmic state.
It
And,
is. It really is. It really
and
is. That's going away. So, in order to kind of take your energy, that breathing and allowing in that softness, that gentleness, that kindness, is kind of it's stepping back into your vehicle, into your soul essence, instead of kind of projecting your energy out there. Because when you're reaching out at things that are going on in the world, your energy is actually connecting to those things. So pulling it back in, anchoring and centering it here with that softness and that the breath work, just breathing, just breathe.
And this is what they're asking us to let go of.
Yes.
When they say let go of these things that no longer serve you, it's in that karmic state, and that karmic state is the things that we hold grudges, and the denser energies as well.
Yeah.
And Lori says the DNA upgrades we are getting has been helping us. So
Yeah.
many new activations from the sun now also. For some reason, I'm not really in the know. Do you know anything about the solar?
Yeah. Well, the only thing that I know is I call it the great central sun. I don't know, I've always known about it since I was a child for some reason. And I know that, I mean, it is the source, it's one of the bodies of source energy coming down on us, that great solar light. But we are having solar flares, we're having gamma rays. There are all kinds of things happening that are shifting us. And the solar rays, the solar flares, the gamma rays, and all of this coming in. And my guides were saying, gamma rays, it's the gamma rays. And I'm like, well, I don't know what they're talking about. But they're trying to say, and I've heard other people start talking about the gamma rays. So the sun and the sun flares and all these things are coming through from the sun. These bodies, these sentient beings that are our sun, or that are these planetary bodies, are not just there for fun. we're getting frequencies coming from them in this new cycle that we're in. And this is for the awakening. What is the Aquarian age? We didn't write this. This was eons ago. It is the great awakening. It is it is.
Really? They said this years ago, that
Yes.
the sign of Aquarius would be the Great Awakening?
Yes. It's the we didn't make this up. Jean, you and I did not make this up. We did not make it up.
I knew that it was a prophecy, but I didn't know it was the sign or the age of Aquarius. The age, right?
Sign that
The
it's
sign?
coming, and it is the age. It is the sign and the age. It is both. It is heralding it. So when you know the shift astrologically is happening, like the Kali Yuga ended, right at the same time we're going into the Aquarian age. It's not a mistake. That the Mayan calendar ended in, was it 2012?
Yeah.
This is the new age.
Okay. Right.
This is the new age. We're in the new age. And so, yeah, we didn't make this up. They knew from eons ago that this time was coming. We have just taken advantage of all this with all of us. And I really, truly believe this from all the people I work with, that many of the people here now are really people who already, they came in just for this, just to be the teachers, the way showers, the light workers. This was going to be the pinnacle. And to be here now was so exciting, because, when I was a child, I was like, oh, when's this child going to get over? And I didn't care anything about learning this or learning that. I just knew, I didn't know why, but I knew I'd be fine. And that would be, I wouldn't need any of that stuff. And here I am, finally in that place. And I look back and I go, oh, that was why.
Wow.
Yeah, all these things.
I love the conscious awareness is growing. I love that. And to be kind to our divine essence, to be respectful and have self-care. soften as time progresses. Don't hold grudges, and we're meant to grow and gain new perspectives, gain clarity, so that we can know the truth. It's a knowing. It's not a thinking. It's not. It's a knowing, and it's the trust of the universe is that we know the truth. I
Yeah.
love that, Val. Thank you so much for all of your help, all of your inspiration. And we're not in Kansas anymore. That was a doozy.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
I,
I love that.
but thank you all for watching, and thank you all for your participation, for holding the energy and frequency here with us, watching now, watching later. And thanks again, Val. And I will see, I'm going to go on to my practice study group later today. So I'll see you all later. And thank you, Val.
Oh, and those who haven't joined, please join Sun Psychic Jean's practice sessions. You are going to have some great epiphanies. So
it's very energetic, isn't it? We do activate each other too.
absolutely, you guys don't want to miss out.
All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again.